What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody, back again with another video. And that's right, folks, 2026 is the year of Disney Princess Phil. That's right, I'm gonna try to include Disney Princess Phil in all of my daily rap commentaries. Why not? Well, sometimes these daily raps are not that interesting, and at least you can laugh and mock Disney Princess Phil while you watch this video. So anyway, that's right, folks. We're going to be watching the daily rap from that was posted late last night. And Phil's going to, of course, go over the business style information of his dents and supporters. And he played Clear Obscure Expedition on the first stream. And then on the night stream, it was some type of zombie simulation thing. I have no clue what it is. Didn't even watch any of it, so... yeah, but the one thing is, no goals. That's right, no coffers. Our boy Phil missed 2 goals in a row, and we'll hear about it today, of course, on the podcast. So let's see what he had to say today on the Daily Wrap.
Good morning, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the... Sorry, my nose itches. Welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Monday, the 12th of January, 2026. So today was an interesting day for a couple of reasons. Reason number 1, because...
Okay, the first thing I need to say is his fucking volume is just so out of whack. His gameplay volume is either he's too low and the game is way too loud, or the background music is way too loud during the podcast. Bro, why don't you get yourself a Rodecaster with the equalizers where you can adjust it on the fly, and you can adjust all these volumes, brother. Seriously, I mean, you're wasting and blowing money like crazy anyway. You might as well go all out and spend the $700 and get yourself a Rodecaster, because my God, brother, Jesus, man. And bad enough I gotta go in every day, take this daily crap video, remove the background music because, you know, the background music is just atrocious. And then, you know, listen to this guy. I guess I'm going to have to adjust the volume for him. Way to go, Phil. You're making Doody work 2 times as hard when you can just adjust your levels before you record these stupid videos.
It was endgame of Expedition 33, and no one knew how far I was going to get. It all depended on how difficult and challenging these final stages were in this crazy endless challenge tower, and then the final dungeon, and then the final boss, Simon. Then, in addition to that, tonight, as part of my new initiative of me doing stuff differently in 2026, we tried out a brand new indie game called Quarantine Zone: The Last Check. So how did that go? Was it interesting? Did people like it? Well, let's talk all about it, shall we? First off, let's talk about the first stream. As you know, Expedition 33 has been a humongous question mark. Would it work? Would people like it? Is it something that's going to work in the rotation? Or is it going to fail? Because sadly, after bringing it back, we had a dramatic decrease in viewership, engagement, and support. I keep saying I want to keep going with it. You know, we're at the end. We're maybe just a few streams away from beating the game. We just have to get past the most difficult part of the game, which is what we're focusing on right now. But the problem is people just aren't showing up. When they do, we weren't getting great support. Here's what happened on the stream today. I tried to finish this crazy endless challenge tower. 3 hours. I tried to finish it. I didn't finish it. It's actually that difficult. It's that challenging. It's that crazy hard. The final couple fights are ridiculous. I'm on the next to last fight in the tower, and it's 3 bosses, and they get so many turns that you have to basically learn to perfect parry everything they do, or you have absolutely no chance of ever winning this fight. An hour. And I was this close to beating it, and then I blew it. So I think next time when I play, I will beat it, and we'll see what the final fight of this tower is, and hopefully we beat that, and then we can get to the final dungeon and finally see Simon. But, man, they really made the endgame content of this game incredibly difficult. And I get it. Like, this is the optional stuff for people who really like the game and want to see this, you know, cool optional endgame challenge stuff. This is not for the common person, right? This is not meant to be, oh, every person is going to want to see this content. So, I had a good time with it, but man, I was frustrated at the end because I really wanted to beat that fight, and I played for an hour and I still couldn't. I was that close. And the thing is, some people think, oh, he's raging. See, he hates the game. No. This is meant to be the hardest part of the game. It's meant to be insanely difficult, right? So you're expecting that.
No, Phil, people don't say you're raging, so you must hate the game. The reason why they say you must hate the game is because you call the developers stupid, you say they fucked up, you trash the game, you call the game stupid and idiotic. That's the reason why people assume that you hate the fucking game, okay? When it's just simply you're just not good enough to actually beat it. Now, he might... this is what he's going to do. The next time he plays the game, He'll play the Clear Obscure, whatever that, that dungeon or whatever the fuck, right? And what he'll do is he'll read a guide or whatever. He'll set his stats so that he can easily beat the game. And he'll beat it within like 15 or 20 minutes. I don't think this guy is going to be able to beat Simon. He's not going to be able to beat Simon. He's probably gonna wage quit Simon. And more than likely, what he'll probably do is he'll probably do the Clear Obscure, the Simon fight. He'll probably set that up for the night stream because he knows he's going to get embarrassed, and he's probably going to rage quit it and wage quit it as well. So that's probably what's going to happen. I'll give him 2 hours, one stream of trying to beat Simon, and that's it. He'll just quit it and rage out, just like he did with Mario World, just like he did with Kirby. Where it gets way too difficult for him. He gets frustrated, and he knows that, the internet is looking at him and ready to mock him and laugh him. And instead of doing that, he'll just quit. And of course, support will be slow. Same thing with Clear Explorer. He was at $80 for the whole day. And I think 8 of the $80 at the end of the stream, I think like 70 came in on the podcast, right? So he literally made like $15 during the playthrough. And then, of course, he stopped the game early so that he could do a Q and beg session. So he did a good 20-minute Q and beg session, and then it got him to the goal. No, I'm sorry, it didn't even get him to the goal. It got him to 125. The funny part about that was his viewership was just dog shit all day. Literal dog shit. He was hovering at 115, 120, and then all of a sudden he got viewbotted, and he ended up getting over 2,000 viewers for quite some time. But then, of course, that did back under 150. My God, man, the viewership on Phil's streams are just horrific. And even the night stream, I think initially had he had about 200, about 220, 225 or something like that. And then as soon as, the dents and the trolls or whatever started watching for a little bit, and they saw that it was just going to be extremely boring, which it was, they just left. And he dipped under 200 again. He was hovering about 175, 180, man. But that seems to be almost every single playthrough. Unless he's playing something that they know is going to be rage-inducing, for example, like Arc Raiders, where the trolls know, and a lot of people are watching him so they can stream snipe him. He's not going to get over 200 viewers anymore. And let's not forget, literally about a month ago, he had the biggest YouTuber on his channel. And what did he manage to get out of it? Nothing. Literally nothing. A couple grand so that he can waste on his studio, and nothing else. No supporters, no viewers, no nothing. And again, how many goals in the last week? I think in the last 2 weeks, how many streams did not hit the goal? We're up to at least half of them. Half of those streams that he's done in the last 2 weeks hasn't even hit the goal. And that's why he's stressing out. That's why he's so worried. Later on in here, he's going to try to calm the waters down and say, we hit 125. I'm not going to complain about that. All right, Phil, let's see how long you won't complain about not hitting the non-goal.
But,
oh, by the way, it's not the goals anymore. Phil doesn't have goals anymore. What he has is levels of positivity.
Yeah, it's disheartening that I couldn't beat it. I wanted to beat the tower today, and we didn't. Engagement was good, meaning the people that were there were actually helping. Someone was actively helping me with questions and stuff that I was like, damn, I wonder if this is going to work this way or that way. And it's great. It's great that I have people there for the end game actually being very helpful. Support, honestly, probably the best Expedition 33 stream we've done in ages. I think it was like 120 something by the end of the stream. Hey, I'm not upset with that whatsoever. Very happy. So thank you to everyone there.
Yeah, Phil, you didn't sound like that when you were playing the game, when you literally just made $10 during the whole playthrough. And then stopped early to do a Q and beg session, and then a couple dents threw about $30 your way, and it got you to 125. I'm sure that's how you want your support to come in.
There will be another Expedition 33 stream on Friday of this week where we will try to finish up that challenge tower and make progress to see Simon, okay? So that will continue. What about this quarantine zone game? How did this go? Well, first off, the game is a little bit more complex than I originally thought. I thought the game was basically like Papers, Please, where all you do is screen people coming into a camp, but I also knew that it might have had some like base management elements. Well, there's actually much more than that. There's actually physical combat where the zombies are coming at you and you have to fly drones around shooting them so they don't invade the camp, which I thought actually was quite neat and something that I just definitely wasn't expecting in this game. There's also upgrades and things that you need to actively do, because as you get further into the game, you're actually going to have more survivors that need to be put, say, into quarantine overnight to see if they recover from what they're suffering from, than you have capacity for. And so if you're not accurately managing your money and or resources or paying attention to the upgrades that are available, you may not have enough capacity for all the survivors. And that's actually what happened to me. Is at the end of the night, I had to make a really tough decision about what to do because I just didn't have enough space. And it was a really tricky question, and it was a tough one, and we made a bad decision. Let's put it that way.
Of course. So what Phil is saying is that he didn't bother researching the game whatsoever, doing any initial prep for the stream, right? He went in there, just said, "Oh, whatever. I don't give a shit. just gonna play. I'm gonna play the game. You guys are gonna throw money at me, and hopefully you guys can hold my hand while I play the game." Do you see a common thread here with all these playthroughs where he makes some mistakes or he didn't do something right or whatever because of course he just didn't know? Phil, that's a lame ass fucking excuse, brother. There should be no reason in 2026 you shouldn't have an inkling of what the game is. Or do just a monicum of research. You don't need to spoil yourself, Phil. There's no, dude, any game I play, I do a minimum of research on. One, because I don't want to buy a game that's trash. I don't want to waste money on a game that's just fucking completely trash. There's no way I'm going to spend money on a bad game. So I'm going to do a little bit of research. And the other thing I'm going to look at is I'm going to look at some actually game footage of the game. So I can understand the mechanics, what I'm looking at, like just get a general idea of the purpose of the game. You don't bother to do any of that. You just go in, fire up the stream, and say, "Oh, the hell with it." It just goes to show this guy is not a true gamer. That's right. He's not a true gamer. He doesn't give a shit about gaming. All he cares about is what he can get out of gaming, which is, of course, money. That's all he cares about. You know, because I'll tell you right now, if there was no money in streaming and streaming video games, Phil would never fucking ever play a video game ever in his life. I don't give a shit what you say. He would never, ever fucking bother playing a video game. Except for WWE Champions on his phone. But other than that game, he would play nothing else. He just wouldn't, all right? So, I think, I know that we've talked about, many people have debated this and so on, but I think the debate's over. This man just doesn't give a shit. Again, he'll sit there and blame everything except for himself by actually trying to be good. How about, Phil, get good, man. Be a good gamer. Prep. This is, and the other thing too, this is your job, Phil. This is your job, and you don't even bother to fucking prep. You don't bother to do anything. You just don't care. And it just goes to show how lazy you are, brother. How just completely, utterly lazy you are as a content creator, as a gamer. You have zero pride. Zero pride in yourself. Can you imagine, Phil, as a handyman doing work on your house? Doing shoddy ass work, your house would probably burn down. God forbid if he was an electrician and you paid him to come in and do some electric work in your house. Your house would burn down. It really would, because you're just so sloppy and lazy.
So it's actually quite a unique game, this Quarantine Zone. I had a good time with it. The audience seemed to have a good time. We had great interactions and good engagement. Everything there was good in that regard. And so I wouldn't be opposed to playing it more in the future. Now, attendance was good. Engagement was good. Support, pretty good. I think it was around 100. Again, like almost similar to the Clear Obscure. It was like 120 something that we raised by the end of the stream. That's great. No complaints from me whatsoever. You're not going to hear me complain about a night like that, ever. Especially for an indie game when people didn't really know what to expect. But what I would definitely like is, as people are now watching this moving forward, leave me feedback. Let me know by liking the video, leaving comments. Do you like this indie game? Would you like to see more of it? And the reason I asked is because we got another one tomorrow. That's right. I told you, with this new initiative this year where I'm trying all these new games. Tomorrow I'm actually trying another one. This one is actually called Hightail. So this is a game that originally was in development as a hybrid. It plays somewhat like Minecraft, but has some other elements to it as well. It got bought by Riot, and then Riot closed the studio making it and basically said, "We're not making it anymore." Well, guess what? Someone else bought the rights and opened it, and then the game devs came back to it and made the game anyway. So now it's in early access as of tomorrow morning. I got in, I bought it, early access. We're going to check it out tomorrow. And by the way, I've decided no podcast tomorrow. What I'd like to do in the morning is just hang out with you guys for like a half an hour, 40 minutes, and then jump right into the game to see if it's something that we're interested in or not. So definitely come by, hang out, have a good time, and stick around, and we'll check out Hightail tomorrow together for the first time. Based on feedback that I get about Quarantine Zone tonight and Hightail tomorrow, that's going to determine, are we playing these games further later in the week, or are we not? I need feedback. I'd like to hear, do you like these games, and do you want more of said games or not? Okay? So tomorrow, Hightail in the morning. Let me know your thoughts on Quarantine Zone.
Okay, all right. So what he's saying here is based on the positivity. All right, the levels of positivity. If he gets enough positivity, he'll play the game some more. He'll probably play the other. He'll play that quarantine game again one more time. It will die. No one cares. I mean, the people in the chat were super bored. They were bored. Literally, like 3 people enjoyed the game and were really helping Phil out. It was about 3 people. I mean, I watched a little bit this morning, a recap of it. Literally all I saw was 3 people just helping him out. No one else. No one else gave a shit. Okay, Kick Chat was being Kick Chat. They were larping and trolling Phil. So it's just a level of support here. So if he plays that new game today, that indie game, you know, and he makes, you know, it hits the goal or gets close to it, he might play it again. The other thing too is I love his strategy. That's right. His new idea for 2026 is to play more games. That's right. That's what I'm gonna do, folks. I'm gonna play more games. Not just any games. I'm gonna play indie games. Which, weren't you doing that anyway, Phil? I don't know how. I don't understand how you're trying to make it seem like this is some new initiative on your part, brother. This isn't a new initiative. You're playing video games. Again, he's couching it as I'm listening to feedback, so give me money. I'm not just playing the AAA games, I'm playing indie games. No, you're playing the indie games because there are no real AAA games out there for you to play. As soon as, trust me, as soon as the GTA, the Division 3 comes out, these big name games, he'll be back to playing those games again because, of course, it's all about AAA games because in Phil's eyes, you know, that's where the big money is in AAA games, not in the indie games. So we'll see how his new initiative for 2026 will go. Let's see how quickly he starts rage quitting these games. I mean, he's already on the tier for 2026. How many games has he rage quit already? 3? Man, 2026 will be the year of wage quitting. Alrighty, folks, that's all I have. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll chat with you later. Peace out.